Buongiorno, Shri Mataji, Divina Madre, ci inchiniamo a te. Buongiorno, fratelli e sorelle. Questa meditazione è dedicata alla trasformazione, la trasformazione che deve avvenire in noi. Facciamo namaskar, ci alziamo la Kundalini e ci diamo i 7 bandhan.
Good morning, Divine Mother Shri Mataji. We bow to you. Good morning, brothers and sisters. This meditation is dedicated to the transformation which has to take place within us. We do namaskar, we raise our kundalini, and we give ourselves 7 bandhans.
Avete sentito parlare tanto dello spirito e della vita spirituale, ma avete raggiunto questo punto? Anche quando leggete del sistema Zen, del Tao, della Bibbia, del Corano ed altri, sapete come raggiungere il traguardo dello spirito? Non ancora, non ancora. Dovete saperlo, perché siete molto grandi, siete molto preziosi e tanto belli interiormente, ma non ne siete consapevoli. Dovete diventarlo.
From the public program at the Royal Albert Hall of 14th July 2001, you have heard so much about spirit and spiritual life, but have you reached that point? Even when you read, say, Zen system, Tao system, Bible, Quran, anything, do you know how to reach that point of the spirit? Not yet. Not yet. You have to know that, because you are very great, you are very precious, and you are so beautiful within, but you are not aware of it. You have to become that.
Shri Ganesha, ti chiediamo umilmente di aiutarci in questa meditazione. Noi desideriamo andare in profondità. Cantiamo il mantra a Shri Ganesha con grande devozione, consapevoli che solo con la devozione si possono aprire i nostri chakra.
Shri Ganesha, we humbly ask you for your help in this meditation. We desire to go deeper. Let us sing the mantra to Shri Ganesha with great devotion, aware that only with devotion we can go deeper.
Om Tvameva Sasha Shri Ganesha Sasha Shri Adishaki Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Madre Kundalini, permettici per favore di avere un'intenzione stabile. Per tua grazia, aiutaci a portare attenzione dentro di noi, in Nirvichara. Per favore, aiutaci a entrare nello stato senza pensieri, portando pace e silenzio dentro di noi.
Mother Kundalini, please allow us to have a steady attention. By your grace, help us to bring the attention within us in Nirvichara. Please allow us to enter into the thoughtless state, bringing peace and silence within us.
Om Tvameva Sacha Shri Nirvichara Sacha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Madre Condarini, per favore, aiutaci a lasciar cadere la mia identificazione con l'ego e con superego. Io non sono i miei pensieri, non sono le mie paure, le mie preoccupazioni.
Mother Kundalini, please help us drop our identification with ego and superego. We are not our thoughts, we are not our fears, we are not our worries.
Madre Kundalini, per favore, aiutaci a sentire il nostro sé, il nostro spirito, che è il riflesso di Dio Onnipotente dentro di noi.
Mother Kundalini, please help us feel ourself, our spirit, which is the reflection of God Almighty within us.
Aiutaci a trasformarci, a lasciare che il nostro spirito sbocci e si apra completamente in noi.
Please help us to transform ourselves, to let our spirit bloom and open completely within us.
Aiutaci a vivere in perfetta armonia, pace e gioia, perché è per questo che siamo stati creati.
Please help us to live in perfect harmony, peace and joy, because it is for this that we have been created. Shri Shiva Parvati Mantra.
Om Tvameva Sacha Shri Shiva Parvati Sacha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
Leggiamo adesso alcuni versi della poesia di Sri Mataji intitolata A miei fiori bambini. Miei cari bambini, miei tesori, come potete trovare la pace facendo la guerra a voi stessi, al vostro essere, alla gioia stessa? Basta con i vostri sforzi di rinuncia, con la maschera artificiale della consolazione. Ora riposate nei petali del fiore di loto, in grembo alla vostra madre amorevole. Adornerò la vostra vita di bei fiori e riempirò i vostri momenti di fragranza gioiosa. Ungerò la vostra testa d'amore divino, perché non posso più sopportare la vostra tortura. Lasciate che vi immerga nell'oceano di gioia e dissolverete il vostro essere nel grandioso uno che sorride nel vostro calice del sé, segretamente nascosto per giocare sempre con voi. Siate consapevoli e lo troverete, vibrante in ogni vostra fibra di gioia beata, e copre di luce l'universo intero.
We will now read some verses from the poem of Sri Mataji to my flower children. My sweet children, my darling, how can you get peace by waging war with yourself, with your being, with joy itself? Enough are your efforts of renunciation, the artificial mask of consolation. Now rest in the petals of the lotus flower, in the lap of your gracious mother. I will adorn your life with beautiful blossoms and fill your moments with joyful fragrance. I will anoint your head with divine love, for I cannot bear your torture anymore. Let me engulf you in the ocean of joy, so you lose your being in the greater one, who is smiling in your calyx of self, secretly hidden to tease you all the while. Be aware, and you will find him, vibrating your every fiber with blissful joy, covering the whole universe with light.
Con l'attenzione sul Sasrara ascoltiamo un discorso della nostra Madre Divina sulla trasformazione.
With the attention on Sasrara, we will now listen to a speech of our Divine Mother about transformation.
Everybody was feeling very nice when they came here, happy, and they felt their vibrations were all right. But it was not so. So be on the alert. Ask each other to check you, be humble about it. You must go on checking. Unless and until you check yourself, how will you know what's the thing you are catching? Ask others to check you and be humble, very humble about it. Do not take things for granted, because unless and until we transform ourselves, Sahaja Yoga has no meaning to you. You see, it would be very material way of expression of Sahaja Yoga. Like this radio or this transistor or this loudspeaker are just radiating like we have to know that Sahaja Yoga is not just to pass energy through us. Like all other material things are passing energy. This mic is passing the energy, this transistor is passing the energy, and all other such things are just passing the energy. Nothing goes into them. Like an artist is singing and nothing passes into the radio. In the same way, if our power starts flowing because somehow the Kundalini has been connected to the mains, it has not done its job. Neither you have done any justice to yourself. So you have to absorb that flow of the Ganges within you and assimilate it and transform yourself. The Ganges would be flowing, but if it is flowing through the stony area, the stones are not going to absorb anything from the river Ganges. But if it is flowing through fertile land, everybody will be making use of that water. So you have to make use of your Kundalini by transforming yourself. Try to transform. See that how much you transform. Now the expectation about Kundalini becomes so sahaja, they call it, in the very funny manner, that people think that Kundalini should work it out itself, while we are stones on both the sides, and the Kundalini is going to work it out, which is very, very wrong idea. If the river Ganges is flowing, you have to go to the river. You have to fill your pitchers. You have to have beautiful pitchers. You have to carry them. You have to bring them home and then use the water for enrichment of your food, of your household. In the same way, if you cannot transform yourself, if you cannot change yourself, then this Kundalini will be just going like a thin line and you will be catching all the time. And there won't be much progress. The progress must be shown outside. Those who think that by saying mantras morning till evening, they are going to achieve much, they are sadly mistaken. It's all mechanical then. So many people have a habit of all the time shouting mantras. It's not habit. Mantras should open your chakras, otherwise it has no meaning. They should be used properly at key points, with great respect, with great understanding, and then allow them to open your chakras, by which you take the water in of that great thing known as Kundalini. The greatest blessing will come to you through her love, but not the way people are. Just they think there should be no transformation. If you are identified with your ego and think you are all right, you are sadly mistaken. You have to transform completely within yourself. Some people, if their circumstances are changed, then they feel very well and they think, oh, they have achieved the highest. It is not so. It is only the circumstance that has changed, only the atmosphere that has changed, and that makes you feel that you have achieved something great. You have to achieve it wherever you are. It should be retained and must be there. But by coming to a quieter place, you can pay more attention. That's why you are here. But by coming here, if you just feel nice and think that, oh, you have achieved everything, then you are sadly mistaken. You have to grow in this atmosphere. You have come here to grow and to be changed, to be a different person altogether. Do not be identified with your ego and do not get satisfied with something that you're feeling nice and good. That's not the way to look at things. You have to transform yourself and see for yourself how are you behaving, how are you feeling about things. Are you taking a new view of things or not? Now the worst thing that comes in the way of ego is obstinacy, of your own obstinacy. Obstinate people are extremely difficult and they find pride in their obstinacy and they'll go on saying that yes, I'm obstinate, what to do? If you take pride in all such nonsensical things, then you carry the load of these stones on your head, this life, next life, and many lives to come that you have been doing. All such stones must be dropped immediately and should shake them off, because you have to achieve your beauty. You have seen how a flower shakes off all that is not needed, blooms out, pierces its head outwards, opens out just to give fragrance to others. If you want to give fragrance to others, how far fragrance within you? Is there fragrance within you that you are going to give fragrance to others? So that is what one has to find out and has to do it. First and foremost thing, how far you can love others, how far you can fulfill your duties as a husband, wife, child, father, mother, everything. It is not the way people understand Sahaja Yoga is that you hang in the air somewhere and then you say that I'm all right. Of course there are difficult people and difficult relationships, but a Sahaja Yogi must have a very detached view of the whole thing and should be able to correct all those problems that exist and should take a very strong and stern view of the people who are not Sahaja in their family and around and tell them off that what are you doing? Are you going to carry on like this all your lives and are going to die with all this load on your heads, or are you going to get rid of it? But first of all you have to be all right. Now in our being we have manas from the left hand side, it comes to the right hand and goes backwards, and we have also got ahankara, which is the ego, which comes up on the right hand side, from the right hand side to the left hand side, and in the brain it comes forward. On the left hand side it moves. So with these two things, ego and superego, manas and ahankara we have got. In between these two is the buddhi, is the intelligence, is between. But this intelligence, if it is not balanced by wisdom, by su-buddhi, it can be very dangerous. And it records all that you are doing. It knows what you are doing. But if you are identified with your ego or superego, the buddhi cannot go too far. In the beginning it may try to tell you that this is wrong, you should not go there, you should not do that. But then it becomes silent. So you have to be very careful about your intelligence also. Your intelligence becomes suddenly silent. It doesn't help you. Then the ego takes over or the superego takes over. Then all your thinking, all your understanding goes according to the lines of ego. And you go ahead with it and you just don't know where you are going, what you are doing. So when we are in this place, we are decided to have a very good session of Sahaja Yoga. It is important for all of us to know when we go from here, how much changed are we going to be. Otherwise there's a puja, there's a havan, there's this every time. And what is the progress? Within ourselves we should see. Is it as much as a little ant moves in 1 minute, or is it something much more? The progress is slow because we do not want to transform ourselves. Every moment try to see that you transform yourself. I have seen people who have been living like hippopotamus have been living like hippopotamus. Those who are living like hyenas will remain like hyenas. They go on remaining with their own identification, feeling very happy about it, which is a very wrong thing. You have to bloom out like flowers. Change yourself, transform yourself. This transformation is going to help you. This is like triggering into a new dimension of life. Unless and until this triggering shows, your life has no meaning. Sahaja Yoga has no meaning to you. So try your level best to trigger this transformation every minute of your life. Then you will be amazed at the enrichment of life. Whatever I may try, just now I have cleared you out quite a lot, I think. I have cleared you out up and down quite a lot, isn't it? But despite that, now it is for you to keep it there. First of all, your attention, I don't think is that all right. That's why you catch on the right navi and on the liver. Attention has to be on one side. But if you go on moving your head, moving your attention, then you cannot be on nirvichara. So to keep on nirvichara, you have to keep your attention first steady. And when this steadiness is achieved, then you just have to See that you are nirvichara. Put all your thoughts in that stream of nirvichara and it will solve your problem. But transformation is definitely a positive stage where you see yourself, you see yourself, you call yourself, you call yourself Nirmala, then you say, oh Nirmala, now, is this the way to look at things? Transformation is identifying yourself with that self which sees you, so that once you start identifying with that self and expressing something to this self, which is Nirmala, then you are separated. Then the transformation takes place. Because first you should see and then you should be identified with that self, so there is a transformation within yourself. Otherwise, only you will be carrying some energy within you by which you may do little miracles, you may raise kundalinis. But what about you? You will be where you were. So it is important when we come to a place like that we must not be carried away by something very outward and absolutely of no value to search for. Now, later I will tell you how to raise your different powers. But just now I think we must decide that we'll go from here absolutely transformed into new person. May God bless you.
Adesso possiamo continuare la meditazione con la musica. Ringraziamo Sri Mataji per essere sempre con noi. Buongiorno a tutti.
Now we can continue our meditation with the music. We thank you, Sri Mataji, from the bottom of our hearts for being always with us. We wish everyone a joyful day.
Nirmala.